Welcome to the Digital Maddie Show with your host and host Mithil, a pod made exclusively for solopreneurs, artists, and coaches who wants to build their digital empire. With 15 plus years of business experience, I share topics on personal branding, content creation, as well as digital marketing on this show and invite many experts who share the same passion like mine. Today, I'm really excited because this this podcast, officially today completes 150th episode, and I'm super excited to have my very dear friend. Let me introduce her. She is a creative writer and a storyteller. And trust me, when I say storyteller, she's a hardcore storyteller. And she totally believes that we are all stories practically in motion. Her motto is and her thought process is that life is a unique story. And without wasting much of our time, let me bring her on to the show, none other than Swarnalata. Hi Swarnalata.
Hi Mithil, how are you?
I'm super cool and I'm super excited, and thank you so much for accepting the invitation for being as a guest on the 150th episode. Super excited.
Thank you. I'm also excited and super nervous too. I've always been on the other side, but now being on this side is little nervousing. So yeah.
I can totally understand. The platform is all yours, Swarnalita. Can you share your backstory with all of us?
It's a simple same story like all of us. Born and brought up in a very humble and semi-conservative family. I'm a Telugu girl, and but was born and brought up in Bombay. So I have a multicultural growing up, and I finished my education, and like any other child, I thought of doing my science, or I would say BSc, or you know, anything related to science. But my scores didn't allow me to think of even taking science, and I was not interested either. And then I took commerce, and I did my BBM, I did my MBA, sab kuch, everything is done, and I get placed in a corporate, in an IT company, and I start my corporate journey. This is immediately after finishing my college. This is in 2006. I joined the company. Everything is beautiful. The campus is amazing. We have a 9 to 5 job. The bus comes, picks you, and everything is going great. And but 4 months down the line, I'm like, no, this is not happening. I was somewhere not comfortable with the cubicles, vending machines, and the same old 9 to 5, 9 to 5, 9 to 5 job. So I decided कि यार ये नहीं हो रहा है. I need to think of something else. But I had a 1 year contract with that company. So I said ठीक है, let's finish that 1 year. So I finished that 1 year, and people take breaks after like doing 15, 16 years of work, but I took a break immediately after my 1 year. I took a 3 months break, and I was figuring out what should I do. That's when training and learning and development and communication skills training program came to me, because that was what I was doing in my job too. So I thought, okay, why not, let me try it up. It was a freelance gig, and I took it up. It was a 2 months course. I was preparing modules for communication skills, and I had fun interacting with students from vernacular background, different colleges. It was amazing. After that, destiny just played its cards, and I was called by a magazine called Jade, which was run by the Sangi Group then. That they were looking for features writer, and I was anyway freelancing, and was looking out for opportunities. So someone referred my name, someone told my name, and came to me. I went for the interview, got selected, and since then there has been no looking back. I just fell in love with the entire process of writing. I never knew that this childhood interest of mine could actually come to the forefront and become my career option. So I started writing. I wrote for a lot of magazines like Jade, South Scope, JFW, Rids, Wow, Red, you name it, and I have written it. Anything and everything that is pants out. Writing happened, magazines happened, then I started writing for theater. Then I started slowly transitioning into writing for ad films, corporate films. Then I got placed again, a job came my way, and I started working for a digital marketing company, and that's where it opened doors for writing for the digital space. I learned the nuances of writing for digital there, and yeah, again quit that job within 1.5 year. I know I can't stay in a full-time job for a long time, and again came back to my freelance space and continued writing, training, coaching people on how to write. And then, just before the pandemic, I decided that I should write. Not that the pandemic was, not that I knew that the pandemic is gonna hit. I just was, working on the storyline, and I was like, it's high time, let's write now. And pandemic hit, and what best way to kill time during pandemic was I finished the book, and by the time the pandemic was done, my book was also done, and I published it the moment the lockdown was eased out, and Jumki got released. And then again, yes, I continue to write, I continue to train and coach, and I continue to write. I continue to tell stories. That's about me.
So, as I told you rightly, she is a storyteller, and when she tells stories, it's mesmerizing. I was just in awe of, like, how simplified you made your journey, as if it was just one, a chapter of your huge journey. So, Swarnalata, uh, I totally know, and I'm super excited that you are here because I know you have a plethora of knowledge when it comes to creative writing. And today I'll try my level best to open that Pandora box. So, when it comes to stories, how, according to you, stories impact each one's life? Like, we all are crazy for, theaters, movies, and stories revolve around us, fictional books and everything. So how, according to you, stories impact each one's life?
See, I feel that India is a country where we grow up listening to stories. I'm sure, uh, you know, uh, the 80s kids or 70s kids probably heard stories from their grandparents, but kids now are listening stories on YouTube. That's the difference. But all of us are listening to stories, and we all, the first thing when you come home, forget about reading books, the first thing when you come home, we are storytellers, because the moment we come home, we sum up our day to our parents or mother. That's nothing but storytelling. You don't tell exactly, you do add your masala, right? You do add your tarka to it, adding it, explaining the facial expressions and everything, because you want your mother to experience the same thing that you experienced when you were in school. So we are ingrained with that, the ability or that interest towards stories. That has become the base for everything, because I feel that if anything is converted into a format of storytelling, it connects faster, instead of just keeping it like an informative thing. Things like, people have taken storytelling as their tool to teach children sensitive things like child abuse and all of these things too. That's because it is a very easy way to communicate, easy yet impactful. So keep your eyes open. Everybody is, is moving around you like a story. You never know which character is going to hit you and interest you. Pick something. So yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree with this, Swanalata. But then you rightly said, like, we need to be alert. We need to keep our eyes open and see around us. There are so many stories get, like, which are getting written, intertwined, and we are crossing path with so many people. So why do you think that we have stories within us? Because for a storyteller, there needs to be stories inside in order to, depict the same to the outer world, especially now when everything is going digital. So it becomes very a key thing for almost all solopreneurs. Like, the podcast is followed by a lot of solopreneurs, artists, and coaches. So, like, it's very crucial. I always tell people, like, be a storyteller, because it's much more easier. Emotions are attached to it. So why do you think that we all have stories within us?
That's because, see, as solopreneurs also, your business may be similar to some other business too. But definitely your story to start that business is not going to match with the other person. So a business or any, why do you get connected to a product or a service? That's not because the product is, it's definitely because the product is superior, it's great, but then there is an emotional touch. Why do you think that people still love Raymonds? Because they are binding people with such amazing emotional connect that you don't see that, should I choose between Raymonds or any other brand? You want Raymonds for a reason. It's not just wearing a Raymond suit. It is for that feel, that emotion. When we say every product or every service that you sell should have that emotion, and into a non tangible thing like a product or service, emotion is the tangible thing. So when I say that I make perfumes, and when I tell you my story, whenever you use that perfume, you will see a shade of my personality because I am making those perfumes. So it's like that. And as I said, we inherently are storytellers. We are social animals. Even if we are sitting in a, in an airport for about an hour, we start looking around and start giving random smiles to people. If someone reciprocates that smile, we start off. Where are you from? What do you do? That's where our introduction to the story starts. So we have that inherently. It's just that off late, with so much competition and markets going global, storytelling has become the key element to sell yourself, or I would say to engage your consumers. Let me not say sell yourself, to attract and engage your consumers.
This is
So it's
actually
like that.
deep, Swanalata. And yeah, I could totally correlate when you said about the airport, because I could see someone was sharing on their Instagram story about a chocolate, trying to spend some time and killing time. So I can totally relate to that.
Okay. That's me. That's my mom. Okay.
Cool. So the next thing that I'm going to ask you, Swanalata, is something kind of a triggering question, because when I ask uh, graphic designers about Canva, so they are like, come on, say something which is real. Similarly, I'm going to, because you are into creative writing, and right now there is a flavor in the market. Have you heard about ChatGTP?
Yes, yes, yes. Of course. Of course. Of
Right. So it
course.
has become very, very easy for people straight away go there, take the help of the AI, put some prompts, and just copy paste everywhere. But I know deep inside, like you, I'm also a creative person, and we understand how important is your own flavor into it. So the question is very simple, Swanalatta. Why creative skills are very much important in this digital world, and your originality makes a lot of difference over here. So I want you to share some light on that.
See, when we speak about content and we speak about products, don't we say it has to be original? The word ChatGPT itself has AI, which is artificial intelligence. So why do you want something which is artificial? See, like for example, if you tell ChatGPT, it may tomorrow say I can write lyrics, but can it replace Gulzar Saab? No. Great lyricists who have come after him, who are original and who are phenomenal, couldn't replace him. So if you want Gulzar, you have to have Gulzar. No chat GPT can help you out on that. So that's the problem. So
I totally agree over here that originals are originals, but when it comes to creative writing and creative skills, people who are newbies, people who have no ideas, I think for them to begin with, ChatGTP is okay. But I think over a period of time, this is a very important skill that needs to be polished, that needs to be enhanced, and has to take it to the next level, where you may take help of an artificial intelligence, but eventually you have to put your own flavor into it.
yeah, but on a different note, this is something that I have learned from my editors that I have worked with. See, it's like if you are a newbie, don't use chat GPT, because it's like when you're starting to drive, always drive on a manual car. Never start your driving classes with an automatic car, because first get the inherent skill of driving properly, then you can start playing around with, you never start driving. If you see, most of the driving schools use Indica. Even if you are a rich kids, if you are even if you are a rich kid and if you are planning to learn driving, it will start on an Indica. Why? You can always start on Mercedes also, no? Huh. So it's like that. See, chat, of course, with due respect, yes, chat GPT is really good when if you are, having a writer's block, or if you are needing that initial ignition to ignite your creative juices, great. But again, chat GPT is also being very smart. It also gives you content or a creative output depending on how creative you are in giving it inputs. So even for that, you need to work on your skill. So,
Absolutely. I'm like, those
so
prompts are important.
so the prompts need to be really good, and to make that prompts good, you need to hone your skills. So it's like a catch 22. So yeah,
Totally.
so that's how
Totally.
it is.
So, Swanalata, like, before I move to the second phase, this is like a personal thing that I wish to ask you. Can you give certain, I would say, quick tips on people who, can just start, creating uh, small, I would say, Instagram captions to begin with? They are very small, so we can use there, or some small descriptions on social media post, which eventually they can go ahead and expand into a blog or something else. So some key takeaways.
See, I feel that most of the times when you're writing for social media, keep your captions like maximum 4 to 5 words, and ensure that that 4 to 5 words is just defining the image that you're going to put. For example, now I have to tell my friends that I'm doing an interview with Mithil, so I will say, catch me with Mithil on Insta Live. The purpose is served. What I talk about and who is Mithil, if people don't know, who is Swarna, if people don't know, can be discussed niche. But first tell where both these people are gonna meet. Finish. If you are into selling, selling products, and if you are releasing a nice floral cup, okay. Now, what is so great about that floral cup? Anybody can have coffee. Okay, just say that experience the blossom of nature as you sip from this cup of coffee, because you are enhancing on the fact that the cup has floral design. But it will definitely not gonna add anything to the coffee, but it will definitely add something to the experience or the emotion that you have when you are drinking. So hit on those elements and create captions which will engage and make the viewer wait to see what the poster is, what the content is, and read through. Once you catch the attention, then you can give any length of description, or you can say whatever. So and so is the price, so and so is the discount. Write whatever you want, no problem.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Vanalata. So with
Thank
this,
you.
we come to the end of the phase one, and phase two is all about rapid fire rounds, where I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and I'm not going to give you time to think. Whatever the first thing comes
Okay.
in your mind, you just have to share it.
Okay,
Are
what
you
if
ready?
the first thing that comes into my mind is blank? No, no,
You
I'll
can refer
answer.
to ChatGPT then.
Okay. Okay,
All right.
done. Okay,
So
go
let me
ahead.
just zoom a little bit for making it a bit intense. Awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So first question is, what is the one thing that you would like to put in your bucket list in 2023?
Visit Turkey.
Turkey. Where in
Yeah.
Turkey?
Wherever the writer Eli Shafak is at that point of time. I am a big fan of that writer.
Okay.
So
Lovely.
wherever
Lovely.
she is.
Cool. Who do you admire the most?
As a writer, or how? If as a person, my dad and my mom.
Okay. Okay. And as a writer?
As a writer, a lot of people, but I'm a very big fan of Ramesh Menon.
Okay. All right. Third question. Who is your favorite cartoon character and why?
My favorite cartoon character is Chota Bheem.
Chhota Bheem.
Yeah, because it is Indian. I'm a very, 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 very sorry. I'm very, very biased on that. I love other characters also, but yeah, Chota Bheem. And also because once upon a time I used to write for that character. So
What are
yeah.
you saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to. So I used to do like a translation job for Chota Bheem characters.
Nice,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
All
yeah.
right, this is something in your field. I'm asking. Describe
Hmm.
yourself in 3 words.
Uh, Simple, talkative, and sensitive.
Wonderful and wonderful dancer.
That only I don't feel so. Others have to say. I still have to learn a lot. Yeah, so I wouldn't say that.
Cool,
Yes.
cool, cool. All right. So the last question is, who is your favorite superhero and why?
Superhero is always Hanuman. Always. For a lot
The
of
father of
things,
all
of course.
man. Father of
Yes.
all man is Hanuman.
Yes. Yes. A man with a heart, a man with a lot of strength, a man with a lot of courage, a man with a lot of sensitivity, a man who says that you can be a superhero but have tears also. So any day Hanuman,
Awesome,
my
awesome,
favorite
awesome.
superhero.
Cool, cool, cool. So thank you so much, Swarnalata. That
Thank
comes to
you.
the end of the phase two. I surely enjoyed it, and
Same
this
here.
was something different which has happened in this all 150 episodes. Because when it comes to cartoon, of course, people have said a lot of things, but you are the one who stick to your origin, and that's where Chota Bheem came. And again, when it comes to superheroes, I have seen people going to Marvel, DC, and so many other childhood superheroes. But again, you stuck to your roots, your origin. So that's cool. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, Swanalata, all the people who are listening to this episode or watching it live, if they want to connect with you, what are the ways, or if they want to learn creative writing from you, how can they do that?
Instagram, of course, everybody is an Instagram kid these days. So Instagram, I am on Instagram with the name Srilata, PSRIILATAP, and hit me on my Instagram. And I am coming up with a couple of online courses in the times to come, which will be speaking about marrying creativity into commercial writing, and writing as a way of de-stressing yourself. A lot of things in and around writing. Of course, those announcements will also be happening. But yes, anytime, anything, you can always hit me up on my Instagram.
Awesome, 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 awesome. So you'll find all the links below. Do check out the description, and I'm sure because I personally know her and I have gone through her courses. So the course that she has created, which is going to be live very soon. So the thing that she has cooked up in it, trust me, the juice of creative writing will come out so awesome. But I just don't want to kind of over say about it. I want you to experience it because that matters a lot. And she's a wonderful course creator, I must say. So do check out that link below. Uh, but I don't want this episode to end. But yes, anything which has a beginning also has an end. So Swarnalata, before we end this episode, but I would love you to be as a guest again very soon, where we can go much deeper into many other creative writing.
Would love to.
So when it comes to you, what is the one message that you like to give to all our listeners?
This is not related to writing or anything. This is something that my father told me at a very young age. He had told me that his father, apparently, this is a Telugu phrase. I would like to say it in Telugu and tell it in English. It says "Anayachita Jivanam Sunayasa Maranam," which means that life should be, you should aim to have a life, or you should wish for a life where you don't have to have even a rupee which you don't deserve, or where you have to put hands towards someone. Always be in a position, or strive to be in a position where you can give a helping hand, but not trying to seek help from others, and wish for a easy death, you know because a lot of people, when they move on, they have a lot of grudges and everything. Have a life where, when you move on, you don't have anything filled in you, just easily, just go easy. So this is something that my dad told me, saying that my father told me. So it just got engraved into my head, and I thought, maybe considering the kind of tough lives we are having right now, it's time we take little things easy, aram se. Yeah, so
Wow,
that's
Swarnalata.
something that I've learned.
And I think with this, the words goes immortal because now these words goes digitally on the Digital Maddie show. So yes, I
Yes,
think these words of your grandfather and your father are now immortal, and we will all try to live up to those words because it has very deep meaning into it. But yet again,
actually.
she is a storyteller. Stories are awesome, and we'll see her again very soon into our Digital Maddie show. But as of now, Swanalata, with deep gratitude, thank you so much for taking your
Thank you
valuable
so
time
much.
and coming here.
No, no. Thank you to you for giving me this opportunity, for being such a lovely person. As you said, I know you personally too, and I know that we have so many things in conversation. Thank you so much for this, and love to always collaborate with you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Swanalata. So you have just listened to the Digital Maddie Show with your host and host Mithil. Thank you so much for listening to our show and giving so much love. You have been with us for all the 150 episodes. So thank you so much for that. And don't forget to subscribe to our show on Apple Podcast or Spotify. And if you're watching this on YouTube or any other platform, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. This is Mithil signing off at the moment. Until next time, meet you soon with another guest and their exciting stories. But until then, keep rocking, stay safe, and don't forget to keep creating content. Ciao.